ride an electric bike and put on weight and get fat, and electric bikes banned from all trails. Hey everybody, welcome back to my van and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, I know I've been missing in action here again. Between the heat, between the smoke, and between my health, this summer has been a rough summer to get out for very long in the van. I've used it a lot this summer for getting out for day trips. In fact, this is Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. The weather's beautiful. I'm looking outside right now, and it's actually supposed to get up to the high 20s. That's in Celsius. And I'm seeing the leaves fall and blow and everything. It's beautiful. It's really nice. I took the van out yesterday, did some photography, had the fridge on, had some pies in the fridge, then went over to some in-laws for supper and had the fridge with the pies in it. In fact, the pies were colder when I got there than when I left the house. So I've been using it for a lot of day stuff. But I've been falling behind on videos, so I want to get caught up on some videos. And the first one I want to do is about electric versus regular bikes. Now, I know that regular bikes are being called acoustic bikes. I understand that, and I hate that term. I just despise that term. So I'm just going to say regular bikes. But I see a lot of hate out there against electric bikes. I mean, a lot. One cycling group put out a post saying, ride an electric bike and put on weight and get fat. And what? Seriously? Another cycling group I saw was trying to get electric bikes banned from all trails, roadways, and da-da-da-da-da. Seriously? Come on, people. Let's grow up. But let's talk what the differences are between an electric bike and a regular bike. Now, a little bit of my history. When I started riding bikes, I was 4 or 5 years old. I went through a bike a year. I rode them so much that I actually wore them out every year until I was around 16 or 17. And then I actually went out and I bought myself a really good bicycle. And then the following year, I went out and bought myself another really good bicycle. And I had them for a lot of years. And I rode a lot. I didn't get my driver's license until I was 20 years old because I rode my bike everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Any time of day, any time of the year. And I live in Alberta, Canada. I live in a place where there's snow like 6 months of the year, where it's cold. And I still love my bike. When I was diagnosed with my lung disease, I wasn't able to do hiking. I wasn't able to do weddings anymore, so I had to stop doing that for my business. I wasn't able to go cycling. And that hurt. That really did hurt. Of all the stuff I had to give up, cycling I think was probably one of the worst ones between that and hiking. And then a few years after I gave up cycling and I was like, I really wanted to get out there, I saw a gentleman ride past my house on an electric bike and I went, wow, that's cool. And at that point, electric bikes weren't very popular. They were hard to find. They were expensive. I tracked him down. I asked him where he got it from. He told me where he got it from. I went out and I bought one the following day, and I've had it ever since. And I love my electric bike. Why did I use it? Well, pretty much for the exact same reason that you would think I would use it. Because of my health, I use the electric assist to allow me to get back out on the bike, back out riding. I would keep the bike on assist level 1, maybe assist level 2, and go out for a ride. Yes, I wasn't getting all the exercise I used to get, but I couldn't get it because of my health. And it allowed me to get out there again. As the medications that I was put on would work and get a little bit better, I would use the electric assist less. If the medications weren't working, then I would use the electric assist more. But the biggest reason I got it was because I needed something that if I was out riding and I hit hills, if I hit winds, and Southern Alberta is known for winds, I had a safe way of getting back home on my bike. And it worked great for that. I loved it. Then earlier this year, one of my boys gave me back one of my old mountain bikes. I cleaned it all up, tuned it all up, and I went out for some short rides on it. And then I started noticing the difference between the two bikes, between the manual bike and between the electric bike. Now, a little bit of background on the bicycle itself. My bike is a hub drive, 500 watt hub drive motor with a 48 volt battery. I found it was the most natural bike to continue riding that didn't make me feel like I was riding an electric bike. I did not like the mid-drive motors. I just did not like them at all. So I got that and I started riding it and I quite enjoyed it. As soon as I started riding the old bike again, the differences came up. So I thought I would share those differences with you. Now, the first one, and it's a big one, the weight. And this is something it goes against what an electric bike, in my opinion, should be helping with. And that is, it's harder to ride an electric bike without the electric on because of all the weight to it. It is heavy. It takes more. So I find myself, even today, when I can ride a regular bike a lot better than I used to be able to, that if I'm riding my electric bike too far, if I'm pushing it up some hills, that I'm using the electric assist even more because, well, honestly, I need it because the bike is heavier. But it allows you to do other things with the electric assist. It does allow you to get up some hills that you wouldn't be able to get up if you have a health condition like me, or even if you're not in shape. It allows you to go a little bit further. It allows you just to enjoy cycling again a little bit more. But that weight is a big difference. And with that weight, the bike, to carry it, you're not going to flip an electric bike up on a roof rack. You're just not. It's not going to be able to hold an electric bike. Even with the battery removed, they're heavy. The other day, I was at home. I went into the garage. I wanted to go for a bike ride. I grabbed the electric bike and went to swing it around, and I actually hurt my shoulder. That's how heavy the back of it is with the hub motor, with the battery, with all the stuff on it. It's heavy. So beware that when you get an electric bike, it's going to be heavier. It's going to be harder to pedal, even with the electric assist system. If you want to do anything with it, it's going to be heavier. And so you're going to use the electric assist even more. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it can be a good thing. But yes, that's one thing. The other big thing I notice with the electric bike over the regular bike is, even if I didn't need the electric assist at the time, I always watch the battery, and I limit my riding a lot because of the battery level. And I know the newer bikes have better battery range and so on and so forth. And some bikes you can actually get dual batteries for and so on and so forth. But I found that because the bike is heavier, that I did limit myself a lot more to the riding distances that I went. Because the electric bike, I was waiting for it to get to that point. And I said, okay, now I have to turn around and go back home. Whereas a regular bike, I tend to push myself a little bit further, and probably I should. But it's easier to get it home because it's a lighter bike. Maintenance, repairs, and everything, it's been 50-50 between both bikes. Because it's a hub drive, there's less wear on the chain. So I've not found any issues with that. One big issue has been the riding comfort on the electric bike. Mine is not a suspension bike, but because it's so heavy, even with a suspension bike, I think you would notice it, that when a wheel hits a little pothole, because it's so darn heavy, it really hits that pothole. And I've noticed that big time. Is it something that I would say don't buy? Because no. But just again, beware, understand it. It is heavier. Going around corners, you have more sway. It's more like riding a motorbike than a bicycle. It doesn't lean into the corners as quick. It still does, but it's heavier when it does that. So just beware of that as well. So would I say don't buy an electric bike? No. I would say if you want an electric bike, get it, but beware of the differences. Try it really well before you buy it. Get to know it. Get to understand whether it's going to work for you. And then I would make a decision from there. But hey, I think it's great. I have both bikes, and I've taken both bikes out every day for the last little while, and I've loved them both. So until next time, I'm going to get out there and do a little bit of bike ride here while the weather's so nice. I've been watching the leaves blow by as I've been doing the video. Get out there and enjoy your van, or go enjoy camping, or enjoy biking. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye now.